Hold on tight for the next hour. You're entering into a place, a zone called the alternative to the alternative media. It's a place, a special place where even truth seekers fear to tread.
All right, people, let's move like we've got a purpose.
Affirmative.
Okay, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, people of all races, colors, and creeds, welcome back to the greatest show on earth, the Greg Anthony Show, the investigative journal. We're here on a Monday. What an exciting day it is, isn't it? It's the same old thing, but we're having fun here on the investigative journal. Don't let your spirits go down. They'll get you. They'll kill you. They'll do whatever they want to you, but not here, because this is the greatest show on earth. It's the greatest show on earth because it's better than listening to Emperor Trump, the Royal Highness, tell us to drink Clorox or disinfectant or maybe even rat poison to clear out your lungs. Oh boy. And I bet you a whole bunch of people just lined up to get that Clorox, right? But this show is better than listening to Dr. Death Fauci say, I want your COVID blood. Everybody's dying. 1.5 million cases. We need 20 million. And don't worry. There will be another outbreak. There will be worse. Then we'll get all your blood. Gotta laugh. It's the best medicine because this is getting so crazy. Listen, I covered this thing from the beginning. And, I think I've gotten every joke out I could just to stay sane. But I'm insane now. And thanks to, something, the royal family. And I read a quote, and I had to read it, by Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, born in 1921. Yes. And I've read this a couple times, but he's living to see his dream. He said, if I could be reincarnated, but you can't be because you're not a Hindu. But anyway, he wishes he was. But anyway, if he was there during the Inquisition, and he said that if he was a Hindu, he'd be killed. Queen Elizabeth then would have killed him. No, Queen Isabella, whoever. But anyway, I would wish to return to Earth, he said. I wish I was reincarnated. I wish I could return to Earth as a killer virus to lower human population. Yeah, lower all those nuts running around the courthouse over there, the court, the whatever they do. Something, America's just the same. But anyway, this show is better. Better than going into a confessional and getting your sins forgiven. Yeah, who's going into confessionals now? Priests aren't going. They aren't going. They're doing it online. But anyway, by a priest, he's going to forgive your sins. After he's molested 30,000 children? Nobody cares about that anymore. No. Everybody's worried about a cough and a cold. Isn't it crazy that nothing is being reported now? But you know what? This is so crazy. That's why you listen to this show. Because we can go crazy together here, and nobody really cares anymore, do you? I don't. That's why it's fun. I never cared, but this is going to the extreme, isn't it? If they can go to the extreme, I can go to the extreme. And guess what? Dr. Death Fauci, listen, on this show, we talk about the Vatican Jesuit-led New World Order. These are the guys that have been thinking all of these great plots for years. They're great at creating religions. They're great at creating overthrows of governments. And they've created a number of good political systems. They're working on a new one now. It's called the Controlled Virus Regime. Whatever. I'm going to think of a better name. But maybe I should call my good friend over at Georgetown University, the director of this great reality pandemic show, Director Luigi Franconi. And we'll think of a good name for this new political system the Jesuits are coming up with. And Dr. Fauci, when this whole thing started, call me a genius, but I said this. He should have been a jockey. Imagine if he was a jockey. Oh, I knew it. I knew he should have been a jockey. But there's no horse in the world that would let this guy get on his back. Are you kidding me? The horse is going to run for the hills. They have a second sense. They can smell Jesuits a mile away under every rock, and he's won. Regis High School. Jesuit High School, Holy Cross, Jesuit University. There's hundreds of them across the country spreading this Jesuitism, and people are falling for it. And I am going to say, you're not going to get one single good article today where you can sink your teeth in and say, well, I learned on the investigative journal that 5G and this will cause a rash underneath my left ankle, which will then lead to a mysterious illness that will then lead to my nose, which will cause me to have the sniffles. Then I will cough, be put in jail, and I'll die in jail, and they'll put down COVID virus. When in fact, I just stepped on a rock or something. Come on, guys. What's going on here? But anyway, this show is better than listening. The Pope's out there spewing nonsense now. Well, he's saying the nature's getting back at us. Oh, yeah. Yeah. What about you? Then I heard the precious thing this morning. They were saying, there was a Catholic saying, Jews will never go to heaven because they believe that money is a way to please God. And then Catholics are saying, oh, we help the poor and we're all going to heaven. Then somebody said, well, what about the Pope? He's a trillionaire. Where's he going? Well, he's a Satanist. And I did another little study. I put a 666 satanic COVID virus little thumbnail, they call it, on your YouTube. And I know that more people just clicked on it for that. Yeah, so do that. Put on something Dr. Fauci, looking like Dracula, on a nice, serious thing that you want to get across to people, and maybe people will look at it. I was one of these latecomers to YouTube, because I said, you know what? I have a vision. And what was your vision, Greg? Radio will be the last art form on the world stage. Greg, speak up, will you? You can't talk this morning. You know what's happening? I'm getting COVID hoof and mouth disease. It's causing me to miss my words, not say the right thing. It's causing me to do things I never want to know. Put me in an insane asylum, but you can't even get in now because they won't let you out of the house. So we have our own insane asylums right here. And it's very nice, too. That's why people stick around here. And you're probably wondering where the heck I am. I know you're not. But you're not like me. Because I always wonder that. Anytime any person puts a comment on my YouTube, I go, okay, how did he write that? Where was she sitting? Was she out in the nice fresh air? Was she locked away in her COVID bedroom? Where was that? Where was he? What? I am so obsessed with knowing where people are now. But anyway, I said I better get this out of the way. Radio is the last art form. It will be the only thing. There'll be no more movies. There'll be no more anything because people can't get together. No. So what's going to happen? I knew this. This is why I stuck out for a long time and did not want to do YouTubes. Pictures, who needs them? Just close your eyes and imagine. Imagine if you were living back in the days before TV, before anything, even before radio. But there was always a guy in the 15th century outside your window going, stay tuned for the show the king is now going to broadcast. So please come out to your nearest whatever, and they listen to the king who's standing on top of some wagon telling the whole country what to do. Similar to today. All you do is turn on the tube, and then you listen to those idiots over there at the White House. If anybody believes these people after 3-4 months of this stuff, and then you turn on the TV and all these talking heads are going out of their mind, and I'm going, how do they really live with themselves? Sleep, how do they look at themselves? Then I figured it out. It's money. They just look at their wallet and go, wow, if I keep saying this nonsense, I'm going to get rich. And they've been doing it. But anyway, radio, the last art form. Because here I am talking to you. I don't have to be 6 feet away. I can be 1,000,000 miles away. You don't even have to see me. All you got to do is hear the voice. And the voice travels through the airwaves. I still have always tried to figure that out. Have you ever thought about that? It's going digitally now. But I used to think like the voice goes through that little wire. into your house. So then you could catch the COVID virus. Now it's spread digitally. So if they want, they can say that all radio broadcasters who talk about the Jesuits, who say that Anthony Fauci is a Jesuit shill, who say Trump is nothing but a royal jerk, he is. So are all of them. So why do we even wonder, anymore? These guys, I've said it for years, work together. And they're playing the best Hegelian dialectic show I've ever seen. They're arguing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Everybody's arguing, aren't they? It's incredible. Very incredible. But the Pope, he's doing his exorcisms now. He's trying to get that's something. He's going to cast away the devil who has now told us, that's what he's telling us, nature and the devil are causing this. I will help you. Yes, he just got done in a satanic worship, probably underneath the Vatican, slicing some kid's head off or whatever they do there, and doing a worship to whatever, Satan in the whole shot. And then he comes out and says he wants to help you. And if you don't believe me, you got to really wake up. People that's all I hear now. Wake up. Everybody, please wake up. Wake up. There's control. Oh, wake up. There's chemtrails. Wake up. There's a virus that's killing us. That's not true. Wake up, people. They're taking away your rights. Well, I told people 25 years ago, wake up. Figure out who it is. And I did. And for that, I get to sit at home. Because nothing ever did work, did it? It doesn't seem to work. And I'll explain that in a second. But he's out there saying, in Vatican Square, nobody's allowed to come. It's an empty Vatican Square. Well, that's good. And then he can look at his obelisk, worship Isis, the figure, the phallic symbol in Washington, in London, in where, the Vatican. And guess what? Here he is going, I will cast out the devil. And all of a sudden you hear a voice. It's so loud. It is like the whole of Rome just goes, what was that? And you hear a voice. Well, that's the pot calling the kettle black, the devil says to the Pope. And who won that war? I don't know. The devil fighting the Pope. That can't happen. They're both on the same team. I keep telling you, that's what they do to you. They make you think something's true when it's a lie. And so there's a million lies going on with this COVID virus. That's why I'm not going to sit here today and read some really important story, because there's like 20 million of them out there now. You don't know what's going on. But that's why this show is better. Because really, think about it. It's better to sit here and listen to me than to go to the barber shop and him coming at you with a 6-foot pair of clippers going, I will cut your head. I said, please, not the neck. All right? Try to get the little right around. How's you going to cut your hair around the ears with a 6-foot hedge clipper? This is insane. We have people getting arrested for sitting in the park and playing with their children. That happened. Yes. I did a show on it Friday on my other radio show. By the way, go to crntalk.com and you can get my Friday show, which I don't think is quite as good because I only have an hour. And at the end of the week, I'm thinking, what can I do here? So I pulled the best of what I did during the week, and it's always the worst. Anytime you try to do that, the only thing I'm sure of is this is the greatest show on earth, and nobody will tell me different. You know why? Why, Greg? Because it's better than listening to your fellow Americans now through a face mask tell me to stay 6 feet away and stop breathing. The other day, I walk into a 7-Eleven. Yeah, I was brave. 007 here. I'm not frightened to get it. You ever notice now when you walk close to people? You're in an aisle. They see you. I need to get that. I did it the other day. Well, this happened in the 7-Eleven too. I knew this woman needed something very important in the medical aisle. But I was there. So I stood there in front of the aspirin. I knew that's what she wanted. Because she came back she peeked down the aisle seeing if I left. And I didn't leave. I stayed there for like 10 minutes, and she was like, finally she yelled out, "Get the hell, get out of there. I need to buy aspirin, and you're causing me. I can't buy it. You're standing there." I said, "Come and get it." Oh, she wouldn't get close. That's what I'm talking about. It's the everyday subtleties that you see now. Don't leave your hat on a coat rack. Don't leave your coat here. Don't give your coat to the parking attendant or your keys to the parking attendant. The other day, I'm in a place to have coffee, and I go, "Can I use your bathroom?" They lock it. They gave me a key that's in a plastic bag. Now, what the heck is that? Okay, this is how crazy it's going to get. You're not going to be able to do anything. Pretty soon it's going to be, don't go out without your hazmat suit. Then you're going to have like a bubble suit. And I'm thinking, maybe Seinfeld knew what he was talking about. Did you ever see that episode of The Bubble Boy? The Bubble Boy. Yeah, he had to live inside a bubble. Maybe that's what we're all going to do. We're going to build our own bubbles. I don't see anything changing here. This is going to get worse. Then let me give you 2 facts. And then I'm going to get into some things that are just insane. People getting arrested for taking their children out to play. But yet the elite can go have a huge party. The other day in Malibu, they all got together. I got an inside story. They don't care. They know this is a joke. They don't want the peasants on the street. They're finally going, maybe I can go down to Beverly Hills and actually shop without somebody pestering me. Did you ever watch those old period pieces where they live in this little castle, the big castle in Buckingham Palace or wherever, and then they throw somebody out for palace intrigue, and then they say, "I can't live with the commoners." They were rabble-rousing out there the other day. That's what's happening. They want to clear you off the street so they can have it, because there's a lot of little things going on that we don't get. But the big thing here is U.S. experts are saying, get ready for the second COVID outbreak. Well, we're not done with the first one yet. Hold on, guys. But yet, if you read the news, and I had to go to Al Jazeera, then I'll be put on the what happened to terrorism? Are they all sleeping? What happened to everything? I mean, there's nothing going on. Nobody wants to talk about everything. And what about these elections? I say suspend them, get rid of them. Forget about the illusion in the voting booth. They don't even want you to go in the voting booth anymore. Just let them appoint who they want. Go through the royal family. They're all royals. Anyway, I can go over that 43, they say, of our presidents come from royal bloodline, including Trump, including most all of them. A lot of them come from Charlemagne. A lot of them come from the Stuart line. You start going over this. They have never, ever broken those chains. They were not meant to be broken when we did the Revolutionary War. Man, I can't wait for the day I can get back to talking about the things I really enjoy. Not that I don't enjoy doing this. I mean, this is actually good therapy for people. We got to laugh. In fact, I always say, give yourself a good belly laugh. Now, I'm going to do it. Oh, boy, that hurt. Don't cough. You will go to jail. Oh, wait a minute. One of the newest things, they're now using mannequins in their news feeds, and there was a sign that somebody picked up that said, don't have any coffee or food near the mannequins. So they're actually reverting to mannequins now as dead people or people they're putting their ventilators on. It's crazy. Told you they'd screw with you big time, and they did. This is a world lockdown. But anyway, 2 big stories. That's all. I can get this over in 30 seconds. China is now locked down 600,000 people on the second outbreak. That's it's in another province near Wuhan. Okay, and then in the Philippines, the president has ordered that anybody that violates the stay-at-home order is going to be shot. Oh yeah, I'm taking a trip to the Philippines. But, all this is coming here. We've got police arresting people for crazy stuff. I mean, I'm telling you, let me go over a few things. Somebody sent me this, and it's pretty good. There's a guy named Mr. Sorbo. He's an actor. And I don't think they're going to like him anymore in Hollywood. Who knows? I'll talk to Luigi Franconi, the director. I got an inside scoop. over there at Georgetown. I know where they do their day. They all have to meet for their meetings to figure out how they're going to organize the White House task force, what crisis actors they're needing. They haven't found enough. They're using mannequins. Yeah, crazy stuff. But anyway, Mr. Sorbo had put out a little note, and it was really, he said, when the state tells you it's safe to go to Home Depot to buy a sponge, but dangerous to go out and buy a flower and seeds when the state shuts down millions of private businesses but doesn't lay off a single government employee. It's not about your health. Mr. Sorbo, you're right. When the state prevents you from buying cucumber seeds because it's dangerous, but allows in-person lottery ticket sales, and when the state tells you it's dangerous to go golf or fish alone, but they can get makeup and hair done for the 5 TV appearances they do every day. Yeah, how do they do that? Yeah. What do you think is going on? It's not about your health. When the state puts you in jail for walking in the park with your child because it's too dangerous, but lets criminals out of jail for their health, and when the state tells you it's dangerous to get treated by a doctor, yet says a liquor store is essential, it's not about your health. When the state tells you to go to the grocery, it's okay to go to the grocery store or hardware store, but it's demanding mail-in voting, it's not about your health. Wake up, people. Everybody's waking up. We are asleep, and we are not getting out of this one, Charlie. Well, no matter what we say. And I'm telling you, I'm giving you the straight punch. I don't like to, sugarcoat it. I'm saying, let's be happy. We have to be. I'm telling you, everything that I'm reading, and I'll tell you, I spend a lot of time, because I got nothing else to do, because I'm going to tell you now, well, first of all, I'm going to talk about that mouse, Mickey Mouse. If I hear the mainstream media one more time tell me it's Mickey Mouse's birthday on this date, I'm actually going to blow up the TV. I mean that. And you can't do that in your house. You can't do anything. The governor of Michigan said, no, we don't want, it's against the law today and now, since COVID, to do any home repairs. What the heck is wrong with him or her or whatever her name is? And if I hear him tell me any more about that mouse's birthday, my good, I don't care about the mouse. Maybe he died of drinking Clorox from Trump's order. Who cares? Let the mouse die. In fact, I wish the mouse would die. Maybe for some poison cheese or something. Give him something. And guess what? They'll put down COVID virus death, just like they did with that guy got hit with 300-pound pig that I've reported. I was the first to report on that. I was right on the money. Where was the mainstream media when this guy got hit by a 300-pound pig, fell off a roof, and they put down COVID virus death after he laid there for 3 days because no one wants to get near anybody anymore? Wake up, people. That's what I hear. Everywhere I go, wake up. I'm up. If you think this is all about your health, you're mistaken. Yes. Keep your eyes open, but don't put your hands on your eyes. Our lessons were basically in the beginning teaching us how to wash our hands properly, keep our fingernails properly manicured. The elites don't do these things. They have 10 people still dressing them, and doing their hair and cleaning, washing their hands. They don't know how to do that. They should be teaching themselves. Then they taught us how to not use your hands on your face. Give me a break. And it kept going and getting worse, and now it's even crazier. So come back for the second half hour, because I'm going to show you why it's not important at this point to really get serious on anything, because it's going to backfire. We know it's a joke. We know they're going to do this. We got to stop them. That's why I'm right here, waiting to get to see Slats Grobnik, who's starting the Second American Revolution. We need to fight back because, listen, give me baseball or give me death. Back in 3 minutes on the Investigatore Giornale.
The book of Revelation says, the spirit of prophecy is the testimony of Jesus Christ. This is at the very heart of FirstAmendmentRadio.com. In that spirit, we have created the Prophecy Reality News app for all of your mobile devices, streaming First Amendment Radio 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Available for your Apple, Android device, and smartphone, absolutely free. Get the Prophecy Reality News app installed today so you can listen to First Amendment Radio wherever you are. The Prophecy Reality News app. Get it now.
Visit crosstheborder.org, CROSS, crosstheborder.org, to get your print, EPUB, or PDF version of Nicholas Arthur's new book titled When the Third Temple is Built. That's crosstheborder.org. When it comes to prophecy today, much of the evangelical Christian world has their eyes on Israel, waiting and watching to see when the third temple will begin to be built. The plans are drawn, the Jewish people are eager. Most evangelical Christians today believe that the rapture will happen before the third temple is built. Hi, I'm Michael Eugene. I was taught that Daniel's 70th week was in the future. Is that really what the Bible teaches? Have we searched the scriptures and found this to be true? Why is it so important for a re-established Israel to build a third temple in Jerusalem? Is it necessary to build a temple on the same location already occupied by the Dome of the Rock? Is it necessary for sacrifices to take place in the temple on Temple Mount? Is there really a rapture followed by 7 years of tribulation? What is the New Testament temple? Can we identify history and prophecy? Who is the first beast in Revelation chapter 13? Who are the 7 kings in Revelation 17? I have asked all these questions, and I have found Nicholas Arthur's new book, When the Third Temple is Built, answers all these questions and more using Scripture to interpret Scripture. The Bible says that no prophecy of Scripture is of any private interpretation. Nicholas shows us in his new book, When the Third Temple is Built, how the Bible interprets prophecy and not man's private interpretation. Visit crosstheborder.org, CROSS, crosstheborder.org, to get your print, EPUB, or PDF version of Nicholas Arthur's new book titled When the Third Temple is Built. That's crosstheborder.org.
The following program is labeled dangerous and off limits by the supreme Jesuit command. But stand tall, people. Listen up, and you may just learn something.
Oh, dear Lord Jesus, this ain't happening, man. This can't be happening, man. This ain't happening.
Okay, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, people of all races and colors and creeds, except for you royals out there. You people from the royal family in both America, the United States, and all over the world, you're not welcome today. This is just for the peasants. Okay, Greg Anthony here on the Investigative Journal. What a crazy world. It's a world that's gone upside down, backwards and forwards, you name it. And guess what? You probably noticed a little difference in the first half hour of my show, if you've been listening to me for any amount of time, and that's, I'm giving you a warning. You may catch the COVID virus through the airwaves if you listen to me, because I'm telling you a story that the state doesn't want to hear. But anyway, the reason I was rambling on, I was going from subject to subject. I've been diagnosed with the COVID hoof and mouth disease. Yes. And that basically is some kind of virus that comes from whatever they're doing, their little testing. And they said that you're going to be rambling on. You're going to be saying things you don't even know what you're saying. You're going to have trouble getting your words out. In fact, you're going to sound like a blabbering idiot. And listen, that's called the COVID virus hoof and mouth disease, because I can't help but tell the truth. I can't help but realize that we're being really bamboozled. I like that word. See what I mean? COVID, well, I said no. I've got the rambling fever, the kind that can't be measured by, what is it, the words that he used? Rambling fever. I've got rambling fever in my blood. Yeah, I just want to ramble on. Remember that song? Oh, great. I love Merle. If Merle was here, man, he would not listen to this. Merle Haggard, one of my heroes, country and western guy. What a singer he was, man. I missed him. I used to take my guitar out in the old days, when that was allowed. Now you're so worried. I can't do anything. Everybody's worried about everything. But listen to this story. You think this is a serious little... I'm giving you a few little tidbits today for a reason. You see what I'm talking about here? This is a rambling disease they're giving me, and you know how it happened? Oh, yeah. They have drones going around now doing temperature testing and COVID virus testing. The other day, I'm sitting, guess what? They didn't know it was me, but right now you have to know where I'm at. I'm at a farmhouse in Kansas. If you've been following my story regarding Slats-Grobnik, the Second American Revolution, I'm on my way. I'm trying to get to the replica Coliseum he built. This started 15, 20 years ago. I've reported on it. I'm the only one. This is why I should win a Pulitzer Prize. They give Pulitzer Prizes out to the people that write all the lies. Did you ever notice that? Just follow it. That's why I got out of journalism. I mean, this isn't journalism. The other day, somebody heard some dogs talking on my show. And this guy said, "You can't be this is not professional." Go stick it, whoever said that. Just stick it, you know where. Nobody knows where to stick it. That's why I say it. You can imagine wherever you want. Stick it. Don't you like the one? Oh, that was better than getting poked in the eye with a sharp stick. Every time somebody says that to me, I cringe. There's nothing better. I mean, that would be the best thing in the world now. Because you know what? I wouldn't have to worry about getting the COVID virus. Just stick me in the eye with a sharp stick. At least I know what it is. You get my drift? Nobody cares. Everybody's worried. I go to the store the other day. My God, it was like people lined up. They're letting one in, one out. I said, well, how do you know? How many? What if there's nobody in there? Then we'll sit here forever. This is ridiculous. What do? Then when you're in the store, they're going to have people going, stay 6. They got little arrows telling you where to go. Yeah, like kindergarten. Listen, this is Control Central. That's all I can tell you. So anyway, here I am in this farmer's farmhouse. He's given me a safe house, given me refuge. In the old days, they used to hide out from the king, right? They give you little places. This is a safe house. Then the mafia and the drug dealers have their safe houses. Well, now we got COVID virus safe houses where you can actually go and do all the things that you used to do in the world, Not wash your hands for at least 3 hours. Not touching your hand without the police coming. And anyway, I think I'm safe, right? Well, now, guess what? Remember when doctors used to do house calls back in the day? They were good guys, come with their black bag. Okay, son. You felt comfortable. You felt safe. These guys cared about you. Then it got to a point where it was all big pharma, big hospitals. Doctors don't do house calls anymore. These doctors sometimes, they think they got it made. And I want to be a doctor now because I don't need to know anything. When you go to medical school now, you know what they do? They just say, write down on your chart COVID virus, no matter what it is, and throw them in the morgue. Don't get close. They're telling people in New York and all over the country now, these paramedics, if somebody's dying, don't give them CPR. What do you think they're trying to do? Kill you? I told you that a long time ago. But nobody listened. Well, anyway, so I'm at the farmer's house. I'm getting ready to see Slats at his replica Coliseum, the greatest idea in the world. And he finished it finally when the COVID virus hit, and nobody's going to come. But everybody's bought tickets. He told me pre-planned. He sold 100,000 tickets. And he's trying to round up a few of these New World Order people to be the debut gladiators fighting in the replica. It looks exactly like the Colosseum when they used to throw Christians and peasants in there, and the elites would sit there and watch the blood and love it. Now we can, I told Slats, don't make it bloody. Just let them fight. Let's just laugh at them like they laugh at us. And he said, okay, it's going to be kind of a reality thing. I don't want to kill anybody because that's not setting a good example for our children. Yeah, Bill Clinton really set a good example. He's got a murder list like 100 people long. He goes out and, the guy's, he's a president. He's supposed to set an example. These presidents are criminals, I think. That's just me. But anyway, so I'm sitting at the farmer's house now. I've given refuge, safe house. Nobody that is the COVID police can come here. I don't know how this works, but it's what he told me. And I'm waiting to go see Slats. So in a couple days, when I get this organized, and I can sneak out by the cover of darkness. I like that. Maybe I should call the book The Cover of Darkness. What do you think? But nothing else to do. And there's so many books out there. I like Mark Twain, by the way. He said something really good. He said, you know what? This idea that being illiterate is bad is really wrong. He said, just think how many bad books you don't have to read. And man, today, I'll tell you something. I stuck to reading only 30 words at a time. Last time I read a book from cover to cover was, what was it? God, I can't even remember. I don't have the patience anymore for it. I got the COVID virus, hoof and mouth disease, some kind of other thing going on, they're telling me. But it's all related to COVID virus. So anyway, I'm at the farmer's house waiting to go to see Slats because he sent out 160 texts and emails to get people to join the Second American Revolution. He told me through a secret informant, see, we're only passing messages through pigeons, and in the old days, they used to take letters, and then we have to have an official seal, where you take that stuff and then you put it under a candle, and you put it on the letter, and you give it to some man on a horseback that takes it to him. So that's how we're working. It's taking a little longer, but it's more efficient, and they can't track most of the pigeons. But I got a letter back from a little note on a pigeon sent from Slats to this man who has the safe house in Kansas. And he said, please, I'm getting ready to, I'm in my bunker, I'm safe, and I'm figuring out a way to get you here so at least you can see this, and we'll get some strategy on how to, fight these people and have a revolution. So I said, okay. And I said, he said there's been a great response on his emails. He sent out 160 of them, million emails. And guess what? He got already 200,000 responses. They want to join the army. All people from all men, women. He said, no, I don't want women fighting. And oh boy. He said, well, I better not do that, because we'll be in trouble with the thought police. And I need as many people. So women, you want to fight? Go ahead. So he said, 200,000 about people want to join, old people. So I said, don't worry, I've already thought about the senior citizen brigade. I've been fighting for a senior citizen army for a long time because I don't want to kill the youth. The youth. Remember that movie with Joe Pesci? The youths. I don't want to kill the youths. So I figured, why don't let the seniors fight? They got nothing else to do. They're more reckless. They figure, what the hell, I'll go up Hamburger Hill. I only got like 2 months to live. It makes sense. So anyway, senior citizen army, all races, colors, creeds, all ages, whatever. Even people from the circus, Barnum and Bailey circus that aren't working. You can join. There's so many people now looking for something to do. Poor restaurant people. I used to have a restaurant. Did you realize that? Oh, my goodness. If I had one now, I'd be pulling my hair out. I'd be eating all my pizzas. I'd be going, come on, takeout. Oh, I guess pizza takeout's okay in certain places. Although the pizzeria I knew shut down. I don't know why. So anyway, I'm sitting at the farmer's house. 200,000 people have sent these notes. And they said, we will be ready for the revolution once the stay-at-home orders are lifted and we can go outside. What kind of fighters are these? I said to Slats. How are we going to raise an army if they're afraid to go outside now? I mean, we got to have people that are like the Vikings. I mean, come on. Or even the Scots, the Scottish people, when they were fighting the English, they were pretty good. But now we got people that are afraid to go outside with a cough and a cold. How are they going to fight? Anyway, they're out of shape. I mean, sitting watching TV for years. I mean, most people don't even know how to operate a weapon properly. Outside of Sean Hannity, he tells you every day, I've been a licensed gun owner in New York for God knows how long, and I go to my judo classes every day. And then he comes out and he lies to you for like 4 hours about, the COVID virus is going to kill you. But he's fine. All of them are fine. I was doing statistics. There should be more of these elites and these old guys running our country dying without ventilators than's going on. They seem to come out and they're just fine. Kind of strange. So anyway, I'm at the farmer's house. And I said, boy, I should be a doctor now. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to diagnose anything. They don't make house calls. They got drones now that are doing their work. So here I am at the farmer's house, and I see this drone. You know how they make this noise? Something like that, like a bee. And I see this drone, and this looks like a little white man come down with a needle in his hand and a thermometer. And he gets to my window, and it looks like the Pillsbury Doughboy, a little Pillsbury Doughboy with a needle and a thermometer. And my goodness, he looks and then he says something. They have him talking now. Let me take your temperature, and if it is above 98.6, I have a vaccination here for you. Because you are COVID positive. You will remain COVID positive. You will not get your certificate to travel. I looked at him. You know what I did? I said, I'm really hungry for some Pillsbury Doughboy. And then I let the farmer's dog, see him, and he chased that little Pillsbury Doughboy doctor out of here. That's what they're doing. Drones. Then they got what? Mannequins being used as, crisis actors because not enough people are joining. We even want to get into Hollywood now. Get into Georgetown, Hollywood. Get into the COVID reality show. Oh, come back tomorrow because I've got some really good information about what goes on at Georgetown, Jesuit U, and the White House. And there's the farmer's dog chasing away. Guess what? The Pillsbury Doughboy's coming back for another round. Get it? Can you believe it? I hope they really start barking. And guess what's going to happen? That guy that always listens to my show, I told him, don't listen. He gets mad when he hears a dog bark. He says, you're not professional. I said, I don't want to be professional. I said, you know what? I've got the COVID virus, hoof and mouth disease, and you're listening to me. What do you got? Don't listen. There's a lot of people out there. So much out there. Hell, you don't have to listen. But anyway, serious story here in Rockville, Maryland. Rutherford Institute, they're warning. Listen to this. This is why this revolution is bound to fail. They're warning, government officials with words. Words do not work with these people. You've got to spray them with their own chemtrails. You got to do something like that. Spray them, tell them to drink rat poison like Trump told us to do. COVID-19 crisis. Listen, this guy named Duncan Lemp, he's 21 years old, he's a software engineer and Second Amendment advocate, was gunned down in his bedroom during an early morning no-knock SWAT team raid in his house. This just happened. It was released April 24th, I got this message. Surveillance and retaliation tactics of the police states have no place in a society. We know that, but why does it go on? Well, guess what? The government there has stated that you can't protest in public, so these people wanted to go out and protest. Guess what? If they went out to the government and protested now, they were going to get a $5,000 fine if they attempted to publicly assemble and protest this poor guy's murder. So here's what's going on, folks. They're using this as a way to stop you from doing anything they don't like. It gets that simple. And as we go on, as we go on, this is not going to get better because I did tell you about what they're doing in China, right? Right? And now I'm looking at this mannequin they're using in one of their films, one of the CNN or Fox broadcasts. And it actually says no drinks. They got a little sign that somebody blew up, not literally, but so we could see it. No drinks allowed near mannequins. Okay? All right. That's a COVID virus death. That's better than, I'm going to use that in my, because I always do, why this show is the greatest show on earth. And then I always get somebody that goes, oh, this guy, how could he say this is the greatest? It's the worst thing. And then somebody said, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And I'm going, if anybody says that one more time to me, I don't care if you like this show, I'm going to place you under house arrest if you're not already placed under house arrest. Because if the best thing we've done in our world is sliced bread, then we're in trouble. Yeah, I mean, take the darn loaf and slice it. Is that so hard? But anyway, we got a world worried about Mickey Mouse's birthday, and you think we got problems? People are worried, oh, today's Mickey Mouse's birthday. He's a dead rodent, a make-believe rodent. He's not dead. He's a make-believe, just like this whole COVID thing is make-believe. Yeah. And we're worried about his birthday. Well, what about my birthday? What about your birthday? That's more important, right? They don't wake up and say, today is John Welsh's birthday. He's a plumber over at Joe Schmo's plumbing thing. And Joe, he's led a great life, has 20 beautiful children. This is what they want to get rid of. They don't like us enjoying ourselves, at least our simple pleasures, like maybe going out for a walk in the park. That's against the law. Oh, my goodness. But anyway, I have done things against the law my whole life. Tomorrow, come back, because I got a law degree, second strike against me, and I used to wake up thinking, what laws can I break today? I traveled all over the place. Did you know in Lincoln, Nebraska, you can't walk across the street with a calf, a little cow? So I did. So get the drift. Tomorrow you're going to hear all the little laws I've broken, and now all the little laws we can break here and feel good about ourselves, because they all don't make sense. And I don't care about them, but anyway, I said, why am I rambling so much today? So I better get it straight here so that you don't think I'm totally off my rocker. I love that word, too. We've said that for our whole lives, off my rocker. I don't have a rocker. I don't like rockers. My grandmother used to sit in one. In fact, let me tell you why I don't like them. I got a scar on my arm, right as you bend your elbow on the inside. It looks like Africa. I've had it there since, I don't even know when I got it, but I was told, I was like 2 or 3, and my grandmother had a rocking chair, and there was a nail sticking out of it, and I ripped my arm on it. Oh, it was terrible, they told me. It was right in the vein. I almost died. I don't remember. But anyway. That's why I don't like rockers. Off my rocker. So don't say that to me either. Okay, why didn't I get serious today? I only got 4 minutes. I promise tomorrow I will. Why didn't I give you a really long story for an hour about something so crazy about the COVID virus? Let me tell you why. Because listen to these things that are going on. The Plandemic explained by a medical doctor and MIT grad. The 5G triggering being used to extend lockdowns indefinitely. Chemtray bioweapons. By far the most efficient, effective mode of applying biological weapons. Well over 3 years have passed, and we're the ones who are locked down. Proof the COVID-19 is being sprayed in chemicals. Who fails to inform about 5G? COVID-19 revealed as a global capstone exercise, police state contagion, U.S. plan to use bioweapons, martial law, one quarantine at a time, and it goes on. You see what I'm getting here? The virus vaccine con aimed at humanity. British media pushing no immunity from virus recovery. COVID-19, the primary deep state goals. COVID scarlet letter C. Look at how the medical community is talking about the COVID virus. Stop the panic. End the total isolation. Scandemic, are we headed for recovery or dystopia? Operation COVID-19, a complex international criminal conspiracy carried out by the deep state of several nations. COVID-19 looks like a bioweapon. COVID-19 guidance given with a straight face. Here's the detailed patent application for the inventions used to treat severe acute respiratory syndrome, corona. And I can't breathe. I think I have the coronavirus. I'm out of breath. Just totally out of breath. Coronavirus predictive programming exposed the spell of the coronavirus, the occult coronavirus, the deep state's coronavirus. And then you wake up and you turn on. I can't breathe. Don't cough. Don't put me away. I'm fine. Oh, did you hear what? This is why it's going to be insane to try to get some kind of relief here and get rid of these guys, because all of us are going to go and grab our hands around one of these things, and we're all going to be not only isolated physically but isolated mentally, so that we're going to be fighting our little battles. 9/11 people, these people here want Oklahoma City straightened out, these people here want Trump out of the White House. These people here want Obama to be, tarred and feathered, even though he's black and he looks like he's been tarred and feathered. Oh boy, I'm going to get, it's a joke. It's a joke. People do Polish jokes all the time. And I say to myself, okay, if I can't say that, you can't say that you need 3 people, Polacks, to unscrew a light bulb. I don't want to hear that. I can say he's black and he looks like he's been tarred and feathered already. All right? Get that clear. But anyway, this is what's happening. We're going to get, some people are going to go to the vaccination liberation world. Some people are going to go to this world, that world. And then we're going to be isolated mentally. So how are we going to form this united front against these people? We're going to rally around Slatz-Grobnick's Second American Revolution. We're going to rally about getting rid of these people, and we're going to rally about understanding they come from the Vatican Jesuit-led New World Order, and we're going to go after our goal united, just like England was at one point. Right. Okay. Fight, fight, fight. Back tomorrow on the Investigatore Giornale.
The book of Revelation says, the spirit of prophecy is the testimony of Jesus Christ. This is at the very heart of FirstAmendmentRadio.com. In that spirit, we have created the Prophecy Reality News app for all of your mobile devices, streaming First Amendment Radio 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Available for your Apple, Android device, and smartphone, absolutely free. Get the Prophecy Reality News app installed today so you can listen to First Amendment Radio wherever you are. The Prophecy.
Since the beginning of time, kings have sought it, nations have fought for it. It has been traded, it has been borrowed, it has been purchased, it has been stolen. There's a reason for it. To secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and to our posterity. Invest with the security of gold and silver. Call Discount Gold and Silver Trading at 1-800-375-4188 or visit discountgoldandsilvertrading.net. Listen to Financial Survival with your host Melody Cedarstrom right here on FirstAmendmentRadio.com at 4 p.m. Eastern or 1 p.m. Pacific Time. Visit discountgoldandsilvertrading.net or call Discount Gold and Silver Trading at 1-800-375-4188. Toll free 1-800-375-4188.